All right, guys, today in class we talked about identifying parts of an expression. And the most important thing we need to know when we're doing this is the vocabulary that goes along with expressions. Okay, so first and foremost, in an algebraic sentence that is composed of variables, constants, coefficients, and mathematical operations is called an expression. Okay, so an expression is just a combination, and it can be written a whole lot of different ways, but it contains variables, constants, coefficients, and math operations. There is no equal sign. When we put an equal sign in it, we call them an equation. Okay, so an expression doesn't have an equal sign. So this is an example of what might look like. 4x plus 12. That is an expression. Okay, we've got our coefficient. We have a variable. We have a math operation. We have a constant. Okay, all of those combined together is called an expression. So let's talk about what all of these things are. First thing, a variable. A variable is going to be a letter or a symbol that represents an unknown value. Okay, a letter or a symbol that represents an unknown value. So in the example, x plus 2, x is the variable. Okay, it's a letter that represents an unknown value. We don't know what it stands for. Now, a coefficient is the number that is multiplied by or in front of the variable. So when you look at this expression here, 3x plus 4, you can see that the 3 and the x go together like this, okay? We write them together like that because they're being multiplied together and we're not writing the multiply sign. So a number in front of it is called the coefficient. 3 is the coefficient in this case. Okay. Now, a constant is a number in an algebraic expression that doesn't change, so it's not going to change. In our example, 3x plus 4, 4 is our constant. It's not going to change based on what x is. Now, this 3 times x is going to change depending on what x is. Plus 4 is not. We're always just going to add 4 on there. It doesn't change, so it's our constant. Okay. Now, one more thing you need to know is our math operations, because we can pick those out pretty easily. Add, subtract, multiply, and divide. They're part of expressions as well. And our last vocabulary word is a term. A term, they are pieces of an expression that are separated by an addition or a subtraction sign. So if we're looking at the pieces of an expression, we can count how many terms there are. So for example, 3x is a term. The constant 4 is a term, 6x is a term, and 2 is a term. Okay, so there's 4 terms in this expression. So that means there's just 4 pieces. And like I said, we can see that those are separated by a subtraction or addition sign.